Good evening, kids. It is a late night for Johnny Bear. I just got out of court. Well, I got out of court at 5. It's now 5:30. I'm not home yet. Rush hour. I figured I'd share it with you a little bit. Some things I wanted to talk about. I probably could save these for my rambling while I am, but I haven't given you anything today, so I figured I'd discuss some things. The first thing I'd like to discuss is people don't focus on the right things. If you're not a lawyer, you're probably not focusing on the right things. Case in point, Pikes Peak guy got arrested, and the officer was kind enough to read him the statute. I don't remember it. I watched this, Jesus, 6 hours ago, roughly, sometime around 12:30. So it's 5:30. Math! 5 hours ago. He didn't focus on the right thing on that statute. I think the statute was something like, you know, if somebody's using like coarse language or something like that, and it's language that is likely to lead to an immediate breach of the peace or something, roughly that kind of language. And he's like, well, what does coarse mean? What's the dictionary definition of coarse? And that's wrong. That's wrong. What you should be focusing on is the fighting words exception. That's fighting words are not protected speech. They're not First Amendment protected speech. There's no First Amendment protections for fighting words. There should be, but there aren't. So the officers were alleging that he was making fighting words. So I would have asked the officers, well, who's about to get in a fight with me over me saying fuck the police? I mean, is it you? Do you lack the self-control to? I mean, are you about to punch me? Not that would be a good defense in court. I mean, it's what the court thinks would likely cause an immediate breach of the peace, not whether or not the officer would actually swing. But anyway, that's just what you would focus on in that, is you'd actually focus on the fighting words exception, and you would go through Colorado case law, number one, to make sure that Colorado has defined that particular statute, or was it an ordinance? I don't know which, but make sure that Colorado has defined it to limit it specifically to fighting words. And then you would look through the case law to see what kinds of things that Colorado has held to be fighting words, and you try to find the one that's the best fit for your particular position. You know, so if somebody said, you know, fuck waitresses or something like that, and that was held to be fighting words, then maybe fuck the police would be fighting words. Or if they found, if a court has found fuck the police to be fighting words, then, you know what I mean? Anyway. So that's what you look at. Yes, swearing at the police can. There's case law out of Georgia. Georgia found, because I did a whole breach of the peace thing on Georgia, because it was interesting to me, because there was an auditor who had a case on it. I don't remember the auditor's name at this point, and I do apologize about that. Anyway, but yeah, it was amazing, some of the things, like calling an officer a bitch, like calling a female officer a bitch was enough to be fighting words, if I remember correctly. Anyway, unprotected speech. Breach of the peace. Or, not breach of the peace. God, why did my mind just went blank? Disorderly conduct, breach of the peace. Why can't I remember the words? Brain dead. Womp womp. Game over. Anyway. Disturbing the peace. Disturbing the peace. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. So, now that we've gotten past that brain fart, yeah, so people don't concentrate on the right things, like Mama Roth. Mama Roth, in her pleadings, she was the person seeking the protective order. There were no other protected persons on the order. And she alleged everybody else but her was stalked. Patty cakes being stalked is meaningless. The judge should not take it into consideration. It's irrelevant. What she has to prove is that she was stalked at least twice. Patty sending Library and some other idiot to Sarge's house, meaningless. What she has to prove is that he stalked her at least twice. That is it. Everything else is meaningless. I bring this up because I was sitting there in court today listening to impropers just butcher it all over the place. It was terrible. And that poor judge, just patient. So yeah, there's a reason, there are two reasons why you want to get a lawyer. Number one, three reasons. Number one, the lawyer's going to know the procedure. That's big. It's hard to know what to do next. I mean, you can figure it out, but it's hard to know what to do next. Number two is understanding the law. Everybody thinks they understand the law, and it's Dunning-Kruger all over the place. At least in my comment section, it's all Dunning-Kruger all the time, everywhere. If it's not sovereign citizen, it's Dunning-Kruger. I mean, and I prefer Dunning-Kruger. And then the third thing is understanding how to make an argument. A lawyer may make an impassioned plea for you. I made an impassioned plea for my client today. But just making an impassioned plea doesn't mean that you're emotionally invested in it. I'm not. I am there to fight for my client, and that's really it. There's another aspect to it, like what you see a lot of, not only in like my comment sections, but other people's comment sections and in court with pro-pers, is you see people making the same exact argument over and over and over again. And like the popular saying is the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. And it doesn't happen. When you're making an argument to a judge, you really have to read the judge. If the judge is hip to what you're saying, then you keep going. If you see the judge not hip to what you're saying, then rethink, restate, figure out a better way to phrase it so that maybe you make your point a little bit better, a little bit clearer. It also really helps to understand like what the judge is looking for. I mean, but that's part of the law. But just being able to state an argument clearly, concisely, and persuasively. And it's always amazing to me that people think, like, in their head it's clear, right? And that's the way they think it is. That's the way they understand it. They're all good on it. And then the person they're talking to doesn't believe them, doesn't accept their argument, rejects their argument, says, I don't think you're right. And then they go, well, no, maybe you just didn't hear. And then they just repeat it. They just say it over again. It's the exact same argument repeated. Boggles my mind. Boggles my mind. There's this one guy who was pro-per ahead of me, and oh my God, just the judge. That poor judge. When the judges start looking at you with this, then you know. If you interrupt the judge, that's a problem. That's a real problem. I mean, you might politely interrupt the judge, like, excuse me, just, can I say something? Or if the judge cuts you off, you can say, excuse me, Your Honor, I hadn't finished making my point yet. I've only done that once, and it scared the shit out of me when I did it. But I've seen other lawyers do it, and my boss does it all the time. So we're having trouble focusing. Anyway, but yeah, don't interrupt the judge. And if the judge isn't buying what you're selling, then you don't have to repeat it over and over again. The judge understood your argument. I guarantee you that. The judge understood what you were trying to communicate and has rejected it. little fire truck going by. Someone got fire. Yeah, so don't keep beating a dead horse. So that's been my. Oh, I went to the Bay Area today. That was fun. I left at 4:30 in the morning. That's why you didn't get any rambling while ambling. I got a chance to watch the videos on the way down, but mostly political videos. I'm very excited that the 2020 election is coming, and I love to see the way it shakes out. You know, I hope the Democrats come up with a really strong candidate. It would be great to see a good candidate from the Democrats. It would be great. I don't think they'll offer one. I haven't seen. I like Tulsi Gabbard, in case anybody wonders, but I don't think she'll survive the process, the primary process. I think she'll wash out quick. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. So, yeah, that's been my day. Drove down to the Bay Area, filed some papers, drove back, ate lunch, went to court. What a day. 0 paperwork day, but whatever. Every once in a while you get them. I like doing paperwork. Love it. I love arguing too, so that's fine. But sitting down, researching laws and figuring out a good argument on paper, I think is very rewarding. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I think I've yammered enough to give you guys something for today. I gotta save a little bit in my back pocket for rambling while ambling tomorrow. So have a good evening, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning.